Hi, I'm Brooke Monroe. I'm a freshman journalism major at a college in Boston. What did you think when you saw me? She seems like a quiet kid from a small town, an innocent wallflower. Am I right? Well, you guessed it. Almost. After all, every quiet girl has her secret. I just arrived on campus. The dorm smelled of coffee and other people's lives. My room was tiny but clean. I carefully put my clothes in the closet and arranged my textbooks alphabetically. Then I called my grandmother. My younger brother Jake was with her, as usual. Hi, I moved in!
It looks cozy.
Brooke, are you coming over this weekend? No, buddy. I'm going to work part-time on the weekends. I'll send you money as soon as possible. You take care of Grandma, okay? Will do!
I'm proud of you, Brooke.
Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I hung up and said to myself, no more mistakes, Brooke. I came out into the hallway. A girl was coming out of another room at the same time. Our eyes met. My heart leapt to the ceiling. Michelle? Michelle Larson? I couldn't believe it. What a coincidence. We used to go to the same school. We weren't friends, but she was in my physics class. A couple of years ago, Michelle and her parents had moved to Boston, and she graduated from a different school. She stared at me for a long time. It took a couple of minutes, but she recognized me. Brooke Monroe? You've changed so much. Yeah, the old Brooke is dead.
I didn't know dead people came back to life in college.
Michelle told me there was going to be a party for freshmen that day, so everyone could get to know each other. She asked me if I wanted to go with her. No, thank you. I came here to study. I don't want to be distracted by anything.
See you in class then.
She smiled and disappeared into the hallway. I decided to get a snack. Outside, a group of undergraduates were acting like the campus belonged to them. A guy called Dexter seemed to be their leader. He was harassing some sweet girl.
Where are you going, Taylor?
I need to buy my dad a present.
Let me give you a ride. You can even sit on my lap.
His friends laughed. It made my blood boil. I was about to step in, but someone beat me to it. A guy with a camera around his neck, looking as serious as evening news.
Dexter, stay away from the dean's daughter and control your pet monkeys. You've been testing my patience for a while now, Lewis. This year, I'll finally get back at you.
Dexter threw Lewis's camera to the ground. The air was brimming with tension. They almost started to fight. That's when I intervened. Cool down, or I'll call security.
Who's the cute freshman? Are you protecting Lewis? You should know that he's willing to do anything for a scoop. I wouldn't trust him if I were you.
They guffawed and left. I picked up the camera and handed it to Lewis. He smiled.
Thank you. So, you're a freshman? Let me give you a piece of advice as a sophomore. Stay away from Dexter. Don't repeat my mistakes.
He pulled out his car keys and led the dean's daughter away.
Come on, I'll drive you to the store.
I was standing there with flushed cheeks and a pounding heart as they left. A couple of hours later, I went to the campus laundry room. I was reading The Fault in Our Stars to kill time and waiting for my clothes to be washed. Suddenly, Lewis walked in. He was holding a shirt covered in red stains. My imagination ran wild, and I imagined all sorts of horrors.
Chill, this is just raspberry punch. Taylor and I decided to cool off on the way back to campus. I accidentally spilled my drink on myself while driving.
Lewis threw his shirt into a washing machine and then playfully ran his hand through his hair and added,
Taylor and we're not dating. It's just that the dean asked me to watch over his daughter. She's as naive as a kitten with a credit card.
Can I ask you something? What did Dexter mean when he said that you would do anything for a scoop?
Last year, I became a reporter for an online student newspaper. Back then, I joined Dexter's gang to gather information and wrote an article about them. They made talented first-year students write their term papers and complete other assignments for them. The article got published, but none of them were expelled. There wasn't enough evidence, and now Dexter is holding a grudge against me.
A nice story.
Well, what's yours?
Oh, I'm Brooke. Just a boring wallflower. No skeletons in my closet.
Sounds suspiciously good. I hope to see you at the freshman party tonight.
Are you going to be there?
Yeah, I'm gathering info for an article.
He winked at me and left. I turned as red as a tomato and went back to my room, trying not to think about Lewis or the party. It was my first night at college. Tomorrow was the first day of classes. Everything had to be perfect. But thoughts of the party kept running through my head. Okay, one evening won't ruin my life, will it? In the end, I came down to the common room where the party was taking place. Everything looked fun and harmless. Then the door suddenly opened and Dexter's gang walked in. everyone tensed up. Why are you here? This is a freshman party.
Don't forget we are the kings of this college. We go wherever we want and do whatever we want. Guys, get lost. You are not welcome here. Look, the journalist is here for another stupid article. I'm going to write something sensational soon. Unless you're kicked out of college first. I swear, this is your last night here.
Dexter then grinned and waved to his friends.
Let's go to the frat party. It's way cooler anyway. To hell with his kindergarten.
They left chaos in their wake, but everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Lewis smiled warmly at me, and I was able to relax too. We finished each other's jokes, and before I knew it, we were flirting.
I'll get us some more lemonade.
Brooke, you're here! Well, there's this guy who made me change my mind. Who's the lucky guy? Lewis came back. Michelle instantly frowned. Brooke, could I talk to you for a moment? My parents are friends with his family. Lewis is a good guy. He has a bright future ahead of him, but you could ruin it for him. We both know what the real Brooke Monroe is like. I'm sorry, what? Just stay away from him. Seriously. Those words felt like a slap to the face. But deep down, I knew that Michelle was right. I used to be a walking disaster. Jake and I were raised by a grandmother because our parents abandoned us. I was angry at them for that and took that anger out on the whole world. I skipped classes, got into fights, ran away from home. Grandma tried to reason with me for years. Brooke, this is a slippery slope you're on. Great! Maybe I'll find a place to bury my dreams. But one summer, everything changed. I sneaked out to go to a music festival. 3 days of freedom. When I got back home, I found out that my grandmother had had a stroke. She was in a hospital, and Jake had been sent to an orphanage for the time being. That day, I realized that I had to change. It was time to take responsibility. I nursed my grandmother back to health. She got better and started to use a wheelchair. She was able to bring Jake back home after that, and I wasn't the Brooke I used to be anymore. I graduated from high school with honors and got into college so that I could succeed and help my family. I made a lot of mistakes, but I've changed. Still, you're right. I should stay away from Lewis. He would distract me from my goal. I walked over to Lewis. I didn't explain anything and only said we shouldn't see each other again. Then I turned around to leave. But before I could do that...
Lewis Hudson, we have a warrant for your arrest. What? Is this a joke? No, son. The dean's daughter is missing. She got into your car in the afternoon. No one saw her after that. Her phone is turned off. I only gave her a ride to the gift shop. We received an anonymous tip that you are looking for a major scoop. The dean's missing daughter would make for a good story, wouldn't it?
The handcuffs clicked shut, and it rang louder than the music. Before Lewis was led away, he shouted,
Brooke, I didn't do it!
I couldn't move. All I could think of was Lewis's shirt covered in red stains and Dexter's words, he's willing to do anything for a scoop. Still, I didn't believe Lewis was guilty. He was framed. Yeah, most likely. What could I do? I knew it was none of my business. I had to think about my grades and my family. But I would never forgive myself if I chickened out and ran away. I'm going to find out the truth. Are you with me? Of course, Lewis is my friend. First, we decided to take a look at his car. We had to find the keys first, so we went to the men's dorm. The corridors were empty. Most of the students were either sleeping or partying. Lewis's room was locked, of course. Michelle smiled and pulled out a hairpin. A minute later, the door was open. Don't look so surprised. Everyone has a past. We quickly found the car keys in the room and went down to the parking lot. There was a red sticky spot on the driver's seat. I breathed a sigh of relief. It's Punch. Lewis was telling the truth. He didn't hurt Taylor. But where is she?
Let's talk to the dean. He knows his daughter better than anyone.
The dean was in his office with a weary expression on his face.
I've already told the police everything I know.
Could Taylor have just run away?
No, she's not like that. My daughter is good and naive like a child. Every fall, at the start of the school year, she gives me a gift. Taylor left this box on my desk.
So she did return to the campus after shopping. I turned the box over and saw a label with an address of a gift shop on it. Michelle, let's go there. It might be closed, but let's try. We got into Michelle's car and sped through Boston. It was dark outside. Luck was on our side. We arrived at the store just as a sales associate was locking the door. Sir, this is important. Please tell us, did you see this guy today?
Yes, I remember him. He helped a girl choose a gift. They were arguing. The guy was trying to convince her not to go to some idiot's party. They had a big fight.
Dexter's party. The answer is there! But we couldn't go there looking like that. I decided to open the door to my past and transform into my old self. Michelle, could I borrow your makeup and clothes? We returned to the campus and went to Michelle's room. 5 minutes later, I saw the old Brooke in the mirror. Bold makeup, loose hair, provocative clothes.
Are you sure?
If you want to catch a predator, you need to look like a predator. When we arrived at the frat house, the party was in full swing. Michelle stayed outside to keep watch while I confidently headed inside. Neither Dexter nor his friends recognized me thanks to my new look. I was playing a role, joking, laughing, and acting like I was there to have fun. But in fact, I was looking for traces of Taylor the whole time. Then, Dexter suddenly put his arm around my shoulders and asked if I wanted to play Truth or Dare. Oh, no thank you.
Either play or get out. These are the rules.
I had to pretend I was excited. One of the players was dared to run around the campus in his underwear. Everyone hooted as he undressed. At that moment, my phone rang. My grandmother was video calling me. I didn't have time to step outside before I automatically accepted the call. I can only imagine what Grandma thought when she saw me dressed like that at a noisy party, with a guy running around in his underwear behind me.
Brooke, are you at it again?
Before I could explain what was going on, she hung up. I thought things couldn't get any worse, but then one of Dexter's friends dragged Michelle in.
She was snooping around under the windows.
The music stopped. Dexter looked at Michelle, then back at me.
Wait a minute. You're the wallflower that was following Lewis around.
Everyone whispered. Dexter told his friends to take our phones and lock us in the pantry.
I need time to think about what to do next.
Naturally, we didn't sit there like damsels in a tower waiting for a miraculous rescue. Michelle pulled out her hairpin again and quickly got the door open. We ran out into the hallway. The music was blaring again and no one heard us. Then, in the crowd, I saw Taylor, alive, unharmed. She was smiling cheerfully like nothing was wrong. Are you out of your mind? Lewis was arrested because of you. Shh, you're going to ruin my whole mission.
Ruin your mission? Wake up! The police are looking for you!
I'm fine. I'm just sick of Dad not taking me seriously. He even asked Lewis to follow me around like I was still a schoolgirl. I wanted to prove I was capable too. So you staged your kidnapping to prove to Daddy how responsible you are? What a great idea. You don't get it. I needed Dexter to trust me and believe that I'd help him frame Lewis. I only came to the party to find evidence that Dex and his friends are using freshmen to improve their grades. Look at all this. Now those bastards will be expelled for sure. I was relieved. Taylor was safe, and Lewis would have evidence he could use for his article now. But then, I heard heavy footsteps behind me.
I thought we had a deal, Taylor. You were supposed to hide here so that they'd arrest Lewis, but you decided to play spy? You've really pissed me off, ladies.
He was walking toward us with clenched fists. I instinctively stepped between him and the girls. Don't come any closer.
How scary. Do you really think you can stop me?
No, but I can run fast. I knocked over the drawer, blocking Dexter's path. The three of us ran outside like we were being chased by the demons of hell. Michelle got in the driver's seat. Taylor and I jumped into the car after her. We got to the police station. The lighting was dim. It smelled of coffee, and there was a single sleepy cop on duty.
How can I help you?
My name is Taylor Johnson. I'm not missing, and Lewis Hudson didn't kidnap me. Dexter Hale sent the anonymous tip to frame him. They also forged term papers.
I didn't get any of that. Wait a minute, I'll make some coffee.
After about an hour, we managed to explain everything to the sleepy officer. He called his boss and Lewis was released. Dexter and his friends were now facing not only expulsion, but also defamation charges.
I spent the night in the cell and you seem to have started a blockbuster.
Only it was real. Let's go. We'll tell you everything on the way. By the time our adventures were over, the night had ended as well. Michelle went to bed. Taylor talked to her father. Lewis and I sat on the dorm terrace and enjoyed the sunrise.
You look unusual.
That's what the old Brooke looked like. I took a sip of coffee and told him about all my past mistakes. Lewis listened carefully.
Being a good person doesn't mean making no mistakes. The past cannot be erased, but it can be used to become stronger.
It sounds like a quote from your new article.
Maybe. Well, are you ready to go to lectures?
I'll call my grandmother and change my clothes first. Lewis smiled warmly and left, and I pulled out my phone. Good morning, Grandma. I'm not on a slippery slope again. I just had to take a risk to save a good guy.
That means it was worth it. I'm proud of you, honey.
I went to class. The sun was shining in my eyes. The campus was bustling with life. Michelle and Lewis were waiting for me. I felt confident and knew that everything would be all right. My first night at college hadn't gone according to plan, but maybe thanks to that, everything turned out the way it was supposed to.